Fans don't usually memorize referee names. They do now. The WNBA just assigned the exact same 3 officials from that Lynx Mercury firestorm to the Fever ACES semifinal. Right when the audience is loudest, the contact is heaviest, and every whistle weighs as much as a set play. Same names, bigger stage, shorter fuse. You don't need to believe in conspiracies to feel like the optics just swallowed the basketball. So let's pull the thread. Everything fits inside one frame. Nafisa Collier pushing in transition, Alyssa Thomas sliding across the lane line. Hand on the ball, bodies crossing paths, hard fall, no whistle. On paper, you can defend ball first. On camera, nobody wants to see a franchise player on the floor while the arena goes quiet. And when a star hits the deck, the game stops being about execution and starts being about thresholds. That sequence didn't happen in a vacuum. It landed on top of weeks of gripes about loose physicality, ignored contact on shooters, and full-body collisions in the post. Then came Cheryl Reeves' eruption. The most decorated coach of her era, battle-tested, championship caliber, boiled over, drew texts, and was gone. The next day brought fines and a suspension after she torched the officiating and called out leadership. The message many fans heard wasn't respect the rulebook. It was sit down and be quiet. And when people who love the game feel that tone, the conversation becomes coal feeding a bigger fire. But here's where the fuse burned faster. When the same crew walked back in for the month's biggest spotlight.
It's bad for the game. The officiating crew that we had tonight, for the leadership to deem those 3 people semifinals playoff worthy is malpractice. I can take an L with the best of them. I don't think we should have to play through more than what they did. We got players. I think it's crap. And there's no call. And all of them said, it wasn't my call. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't see it that being awful.
On a spreadsheet, repeating a crew can read like experience in big moments. On screen, it looks like stubbornness. In the playoffs, consistency is the currency. It's not just calling fouls. It's calling the same foul at the same threshold in the first quarter and the fourth, at the rim and on closeouts, for Team A and Team B. When the trio that already became the story shows up again, nobody believes in a clean slate. Every bump feels like a referendum. Every review feels like a trial. And the game runs under a soundtrack of pots and pans. Here's the brutal part. The crew doesn't even have to be wrong. It only has to look mismanaged. One moving screen called as an offensive foul, and the reaction isn't illegal contact. It's, of course, those 3 again. Psychology takes the court. Players on both sides test the limit with suspicion, benches burn challenges out of narrative fear, and viewers watch for the stumble, not the set, which only gets louder once you add the star economy.
Let's jump right in. I want to start with the play that set off all of the chaos. Everything else that we will talk about, there is one play that set off all of it, and it is this steal that Alyssa Thomas made on Nafisa Collier. So this was at the end of the game. Fee is dribbling down, and Alyssa Thomas goes across her body, steals the ball, and then takes the ball full court for a layup on the other end, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the Phoenix Mercury. They won last night's game, but I want to show you guys the close-up. This was not ruled a foul, and I am dumbfounded by the amount of people online, even the amount of professionals online who are saying that this is no foul. And the reason that they're saying that it is no foul is, as you can see here, Alyssa Thomas reaches across, and when she reaches across, you can pause the video here, she gets all ball first. Okay? So no. Was there any foul when she was tapping the ball away? No, it seems like there's no contact there. She strips the ball clean. But as you can see, the angle in which Alyssa Thomas is running across Fee's going this way, Alyssa Thomas is going this way. Fee is in full motion. You can even see, again, with this screenshot, the angle in which Fee's body is going. She is going full speed in one direction. She is running in one direction. And Alyssa Thomas cuts her off in that regard.
Caitlin Clark moves caravans. She sells out buildings on the road and drags casuals into midweek streams. Opposite her, Aya Wilson is the reigning force who turns the paint into a federal district. That collision is a gift to TV. Gifts deserve good wrapping. When the feed debates who in gray is working the game instead of Clark versus Wilson, the wrapping came torn. This isn't about protecting a single player. It's about protecting the product. And the complaint isn't just Indiana's. Coaches and players from other teams have questioned the bar for contact this season. That matters. If people who don't exactly benefit from Clark's spotlight also think the whistle wobbles, the poor us narrative collapses. What rises is the sense that the contact bar drifts, and when it drifts, whoever has more narrative capital tends to get the benefit of the doubt. So here's the real clash: the league's microphone versus the locker room's microphone.
We were trying to play through it. We tried to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws. 0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out and probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants. Okay. But I want to call for a change of leadership.
From headquarters, the tone is polished. We hear you. We'll do better. From the floor, the message is raw. Pain, frustration, and fatigue from knocking on the same door without an answer. That gap creates a trust vacuum. Too many generic statements, and the audience hears white noise. Every promise sounds like play nice. Today's fan doesn't just buy the bucket. They buy the backstory and the why behind the ruling. Without a bridge, every whistle carries ancient weight. Take a charge? You're protecting a narrative. Let play continue? You want a bloodbath. When the league's language doesn't meet the locker room's reality, you've built perfect soil for the rigged meme. It doesn't have to be true to go viral. And viral is gasoline. One spark, and perception becomes the people's final verdict. Watch the sequence. Fresh controversy, heavy punishment for a coach who spoke out repeating the same crew semifinal featuring the league's hottest draw. That's a storyboard fans connect without help. A hard bump with no call, and it's inclined. A quick technical for clapping too hard, and it's targeting. The game stops feeling like improvisational genius and turns into a series episode where everyone waits for the plot twist from the whistle. There's also a nuts and bolts layer. Runs live or die on 3 calls, offensive fouls on screens, contact on shooters' arms, and 50-50 sideline possessions. All 3 depend on angle and timing. If the crew doesn't announce the standard early and reaffirm it often, the team that reads the officiating faster controls pace, yanks the opponent out of rhythm, hits the bonus first, and converts the night into a factory of efficient possessions. That's not fraud, that's chess. But when the other bench loses 2 straight possessions to interpretation, the word chess disappears and tilted takes its place. So can you avoid that spiral? Yes, and it starts with simple, visible tweaks.
Who was it that asked about officiating before the game? Is that you, Kendra? And we talked about how dangerous it can be. You're hearing it from the other series. You're hearing other coaches. You're hearing Becky talk about when you let the physicality happen, people get hurt. There's fights. And this is the look that our league wants.
Smart crew rotation. Don't drop the same trio into consecutive flashpoints unless you truly lack depth. Public post-game reports. For each game, show 1. The anchor plays reviewed. 2. Why the call landed where it did. 3. The internal grade for the crew. Pre-series physicality clips. Publish short video packages defining the playoff bar. Moving screens, verticality at the rim, landing space, jockeying for post position. Live player, ref liaison. After a volatile sequence, call a 1-minute alignment huddle. Then have the broadcast crew explain the alignment to viewers. Symmetric discipline. If a coach gets fined for detonating on the mic, a crew with multiple downgraded calls should be removed from its next assignment. No witch hunts, just predictable consequences. And fix the semantics. Instead of "we're evaluating," say, "We're recalibrating the guidance clips on X and Y and we'll publish them at 2 p.m. Modern fans reward process. They want to see the adjustment before the opening tip. Do that, and the game becomes what it was meant to be. Giants negotiating inches. Indiana versus Vegas should be a poster. Clark stretches the floor to orbit. Wilson redraws paint geography. Aaliyah Boston carves angles with hip and forearm like a concert cellist. Jackie Young knifes through lanes only she can see. That's poetry in tight space. When the whistle is the protagonist, the poem turns into court minutes. And audiences don't fall in love with minutes. There's a growth line here too. Ticketing, ratings, sponsors, and a new generation deciding if the WNBA is their nightly ritual or just an occasional clip. Credibility is the cement. Without it, the wall cracks, construction stalls, the investor pauses the pen. One series contaminated by the wrong conversation bites the ankle of months of progress, which leads to now, and what can still be repaired in 48 minutes. This isn't a referendum on three people in gray. It's a referendum on whether the league can protect its own spectacle from its blind spots. Keep the standard steady. Keep the stars safe. Keep the story on the players. If the whistle is right, the series writes itself. If the whistle is wrong, nothing else will feel right. No logo 3, no fadeaway, no clean pick 6 steal. Fans don't want a conspiracy. They want a contest. And contests demand the usual promise that the outcome belongs to whoever won the fight, not whoever won the argument.